So just speaking to the camera?
Yes. You can start whenever you're ready.
My name is Albert Ang. I was born in Torrance, California, July 7th, 1989. My parents are from China, but moved around before settling there. They were computer scientists. I did my undergrad at MIT and master's in engineering and physics at UPenn. I've been working at Pennington Klein for 6 years. I am single and I have no children.
And why do you think you're the most qualified candidate for this mission, possibly spending the rest of your life on Mars?
He's brilliant, but this isn't something that he's good at. Talking about himself? Bragging about himself. Did he tell you about his degrees? He probably didn't mention it. He got them all before he turned 20. Some people think he's a robot. They called them Doogie Howser the first few years of Pennington.
Doogie what?
You've never heard of Doogie Howser? It was a TV show. Albert never complained because he liked the comparison. Only a few of us at work got to know Albert, below the surface. Jerry, me, and Joanna, of course.
I've never felt the need to swim with the currents. As an only child, I've had a lot of time to myself. I'm focused, goal-oriented. I'm a problem solver. I don't let emotions get in the way of my research. That's how I look at this mission, research.
But on a personal level, do you think you're prepared for the isolation that comes with being the lone colonist? You could be up there for a really long time by yourself, thousands of miles from the nearest colony.
I guess you could say I've been training for that my entire life. I'm prepared for anything. Being alone doesn't bother me. I'll have my work to keep me busy. It won't be much different than life on Earth.
Well, for a child prodigy, I don't think he's that weird, but it took me a year to hear him laugh.
How long have you known Albert?
I say about 6 years. Rachel, Joe, and I started at Pennington Klein around the same time. Albert was already there for 3 years.
And in those 6 years, how would you say Albert handles pressure or stress? Has he ever lost his temper?
Oh, never. I know you guys are trying to root out candidates who will crumble under pressure, but Albert isn't one of them. You know how they say so-and-so has ice water in their veins? Well, Albert is made of ice water.
Can you tell me about Joanna Park?
Wow, you guys are very thorough.
Jo was a really sweet girl. We worked on the same projects. She and Albert hit it off right away. They were married 4 months after meeting each other. She changed him a lot. To be honest, we didn't know he was capable of loving someone like that.
Why do you think he's qualified for this mission?
I'm his friend, but I'm being honest with you. I don't think you could find anyone more accomplished or better trained. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. You guys have his records, you know his history. If you're asking about the isolation, I don't know the answer. I don't think any of us could know that. He's been through some difficult times, but he always pulls through.
How has Albert changed since Joanna Park's death?
Don't you guys already know? She died of brain aneurysm. Albert took her hard. Wouldn't you? You've been doing these interviews for months. You should know Albert has many faces, like any of us. But there's only two that matters. He's not a robot. He's a grieving husband.
We noticed you signed up to be a candidate a month after your wife's death. Has your wife's death affected your judgment?
Not at all. Our time together was special, but it doesn't help to linger. All we can do as the living is continue on with our lives.
He was a mess for a long time after the funeral. Then one day, it just stopped. It was like he just flipped a switch and everything was back to the way it used to be.
I remember that day. It was when you guys announced the Mars mission.
Albert, it's no secret that you're a top candidate. But even after all these interviews, we're not sure which is the real you. Your colleague Rachel Chang says you put on two faces, a dutiful scientist and a grieving husband. We want to know if we can depend on you. Our colonists on Mars have to be predictable. Grief is not predictable, Albert. Tell me why I shouldn't believe that you may kill yourself on Mars.
I don't want to fly to Mars to die, Mr. Hillis. I want to fly to Mars to live. What got me out of anger and sadness is knowing I could fly closer to the stars. To be closer to Joanna.